Live updates: huge turnout as voters elect next governor in keenly contested Anambra election. The top candidates are incumbent Governor Willie Obiano, the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, candidate who is seeking a second term in office. Next is All Progressives Congress, APC, candidate Tony No, who has the full support of President Muhammadu Buhari. The president, in his visit to Anambra days ago, assured voters of good times if No makes it in. Also a tough contender is People's Democratic Party, PDP's, Henry Oseloka Obeys. He and his party believe that there should be a change in the leadership of the state. For the people of Anambra, they are ready to hit the polls. INEC materials were already on ground as at Friday, November 17. However, there were threats of boycott from supporters of some separationist groups in the southeast. It remains to be seen if the threat will be carried out. On Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC's part, the materials have already arrived in the state ahead of the process. Com's duo of Jerry Wright Ukwu and Gift Ufuoma are already in the state fondly called Light of the Nation to monitor the electoral process. Stay tuned for latest updates in the Anambra election. There is heavy military presence around Anambra. Over 400 journalists covering the election and over 600 local and international observers. Accreditation and voting to take place simultaneously. Priority given to handicap and nursing mothers. NISC members were deployed majorly from Enugu. There is heavy security at INEC headquarters. 3:14 p.m., voting processes are now being rounded up across Anambra. In Aniaka local government, counting of ballots has already started. Election had been scheduled to stop at 2 p.m. at all voting centers. 100 p.m., Governor Willie Obiano has cast his ballot in the Anambra election. Obiano is confident that he will win the election by a good margin. He said, "I am very confident that at the end of the day, I will carry the day. I will win this election by a landslide." Obiano arriving at his polling unit. There was a mild drama when the card could read the governor's fingerprint. The chief executive was not amused. He said, "My card was verified but they said they couldn't read my fingerprints." Governor Obiano casting his ballot. 30 p.m., elections are going on smoothly in different places across Anambra state. 59 am. Unconfirmed reports say that army officials and other security operatives rescued a ballot box reportedly snatched by touts from PU 04/02/07/006, Iamla Mamar 2, Amagbaja I. 1100 am, an arrest has been made at the ongoing Anambra election. Officials of the Department of State Services, DSS, have arrested a man while he was trying to buy votes from voters. DSS officials walking away with the offender. 21 am, former aviation minister and candidate of United Progressives Party Osita Chidoka has cast his vote his polling unit 030 at Central School 3 at about 9:55 am. He spoke to newsmen about the process so far. "We bring a new beginning. What we want here is peaceful process and it is peaceful so far. We plead with everybody to be peaceful." UPP candidate Osita Chidoka arriving at his polling booth to cast his ballot. He was however had a complaint about INEC. He said, "INEC is insisting of manual transmission of result which is very unfortunate." 10:20 am, at Ruagu Ward 1 F St. Mary's, Voters on ground but no single INEC official around, just Red Cross officials. 10:11 am. Card reader failure recorded at PUT:04/05/01/004, Adaziani, I Ward, Anaoka LGA. Voters are waiting patiently for it to be resolved. 33 am. Card readers are not functioning at Nsugbe 1, polling unit 399, Ward 001. NISC member serving as ad hoc staff for INEC refused to allow voting despite majority having their voter's card. Only APC agent is present in the ward. Voters check for their names ahead of casting their ballots at Nsugbe 1. Voters are protesting at the ward as security agents make efforts to calm them down. NAGE.com gathered that some of the voters registered in the towns and in their villages to vote, which makes them ineligible. Many of them showed NAGE.com correspondent their voters' card saying INEC should have allowed them vote in their locality. Voting is expected to end by 2 p.m. A voter going through accreditation process. 24 am. At Erie Primary School, Achuoka 1 in Anambra East, there is a heavy turnout and the process is going smoothly so far. Huge turnout at Achuoka in Anambra East. 9:24 am. Ward 3, 821 polling unit 007, 011 and 019 17 am. Voter education ongoing. Accreditation and voting about to start. 9:23 am. At PU-025, Ward 3 Umuori Village in Igulu, Anaoka LGA. INEC personnel just arrived and are setting up the unit. They are yet to paste voters' information. Accreditation is yet to start. 53 am. At PU-004, 16 Nibo 3, Alka South LGA accreditation just started. 8:53 am. At Central School Amalbia 2 Unit 003, 002, 001, simultaneous accreditation and voting ongoing peacefully. Voters tricking in smoothly. 51 am. PU-001 in Anaoka LGA INEC official addressing the voters at Akinda Ward 1. An INEC official addressing voters at Anaoka local government. 8:40 am. PU-3, Ward 1, INEC officials arrived by 7:40 am. Security agents present, accreditation began 8:37 am. Quell, Alka South LGA. 800 am, voting and accreditation begins at Igulu 1, Ward 004. NAGE.com spotted young boys playing football on the Igulu-Nsugbe Road. Some women in Umuari community in Igulu LGA defy the restriction order and opened their stalls. 12 am, election materials arrive Girls Secondary School, in Oyo local government area. Polling unit code is 005. An election observer from Election Monitor, Kingsley Umzialike, told NAGE.com that the election materials arrived late last night under the watchful eyes of security personnel. A voter gets accredited at Girls Secondary School. Some NISC members deployed from Enugu told NAGE.com that logistics for their movement is very poor. Only APGA agent is present at the polling unit. Number of registered voters 846. 4 policemen in each polling unit. Police personnel are not carrying arms. A voter casts her ballot at NAGE.com observed that some card readers are not functioning, but the voters are allowed to carry out their franchise provided they have their voter's card. Anambra election. Awka residents speak on who they will vote for and why. Nage.